Hello, hello, my lovely Soul Embodiment Collective people. I love that you are here. I'm so grateful for each of you. And just a quick note, if you listened to my drop last week, I really got kind of giddy with the alliteration of Weekly Wisdom Wednesday. And it feels spacious in my body to do it on Wednesdays. So that is when you can expect it. I love the permission to pivot, these little pivots that me in the last act would have never allowed that. Because gasp, what did I already tell people? And that is what it has to be. So here I am showing up on Wednesday for you all. And all right, today I want to talk about manifestation. And a while back, I wrote a Substack article about me breaking up with the word manifestation. And then when this act started, it just like that doesn't resonate. So that's the word, manifestation. So let's talk about it, but like the actual manifestation kind, not like a filtered Pinterest version, right? I don't know. Is Pinterest still a thing? I don't know why that just came through. So I know that we have people in our lives, whether that's us or whether it's other people in our lives, really like in a place where they're looking around and going like, okay, but I didn't ask for this. Like, what the hell, right? Like, don't talk to me about manifestation. Like, this is not what I manifested. And I get it. Like, I totally do, right? I think everyone, if you're not there, you've been there. And here's the thing that most people tend to skip over, especially in the manifesting world, right? It's this little secret that we are always creating, even when you don't mean to, even when you swear you didn't like call this in. Because manifestation isn't some like magic trick you only do when like you light a candle or, journal out your desires, right? Like it's actually our default setting as creators of our experience, as divine creators. And so your choices, your energy, your responses, all of that is constantly shaping what shows up in your world. We are in this 3D experience of action and consequence, right? And so our current reality is a complete reflection of our past choices and our beliefs and our emotions and like patterns, right? And so here's like the deal though. Most people are kind of like creating from the back seat, right? From autopilot, from old programming, from conditioning. And even from a place like I'm sure if this is you or somebody that's like from this is just how life works, right? This is just how marriage works. This is just how being in a job works. This is just how it is, not understanding that they are creating it being that way, right? So when I hear people say like, I don't like what I'm manifesting, but I don't know how to change it, I really want to yell like super lovingly, like, yes, that's the portal, right? That's the doorway into your power, because the first move isn't trying to manifest something better. It's actually realizing you're already manifesting something. And then asking, being brave enough to ask, am I willing to take ownership of that? Am I willing to take ownership even of the parts I don't consciously choose? I didn't consciously choose. So radical responsibility. Right? And this is like, I don't know, these drops, I always want to feel deeper, like you guys are getting more content. Not even content, that was weird. I don't know, just like more goodness, more wisdom than like anything I put out on social. And so this is like where we get to go deep on this. This is where there is space to talk about how this is showing up. How does this resonate with you? Where are you seeing this? Can you ask yourself that question, right? We can really untangle like the little sneaky threads of unconscious creation and start to rebuild something rooted in your truth together, right? That is like the beauty of community, the beauty of being witnessed, the beauty of being supported. So also little kind of seed that like this is kind of the very first little piece of a course I'm in process of creating called Create Like You Mean It. And so, it starts with like, we don't start with vision boards. We start with ownership. We start with radical responsibility. Because truly, once you claim the reality that you're already creating, even the messy parts, especially the messy parts, especially the like, holy shit, why is it this way? There's no freaking way I would have wanted it to be this way. That is when the opening comes, right? So just ponder, reflect, comment on this post so we can have a conversation, a dialogue together. Like, where do you feel like you are still seeing that life is just happening? Like, really, when you know deep down, you are the one creating it, right? We really love, and it's easy for us to claim responsibility, to claim creatorship with amazing, beautiful, awesome things. Like, oh my gosh, I called that in. Oh my gosh, this is like so incredible. This relationship, this job, this client, whatever it is. But where are you willing to also look at that same radical ownership, the same creatorship for the places that don't feel like they resonate with you? And are you willing to look at like why they do and what patterns got you here? And if your like stomach kind of clenches and you want to like shut this off, or whatever your nervous system does when I invite you into that, like, I just want you to know you're not alone. It is what I say in the Divine Gifts session that I've had with most of you at this point, that like, we talk about the shadow not to make it bad or wrong, but just to have awareness, right? Just to have it as a signpost of like, oh, okay, maybe I can pause the story that I have about that and just realize that it is, and really take away any shame or blame. And from that place, just say, okay, then what do I want to do differently? What do I want to actually create, right? Because this is the bridge. This is the bridge from just talking about it, just thinking about it, just having awareness about it, to embodying it, to actually like building it into our very real 3D choices that we make. Okay, so I'd absolutely super duper adore anyone's insights or comments, or like disagree with me, right? If you're like, no, I don't agree with that, like, yes, I love it. The dialogue is just like so juicy. Let's make this a really juicy, yummy space that there is so much permission for all viewpoints. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later.